Okay, so from G onwards, we're looking at A times. Remember that there's a times in there. 8 times A will give us 8A. And 8 plus 8 times negative B. Remember that there's a plus out here, that's why we get the plus 8 there. Okay? So we're left with 8A, and then we have plus times a negative, gives us a negative. 8 multiplied by B is 8B. Steve, do you want to pay attention to, mate? You understand it? Yep, no worries. The next one being I, Harry. Will be, again, a times in there. So it'll be negative 3 times x. Negative 3 times by x. And then, because we've got a negative 3, I put that next. Alright, I put the negative straight away. That tells me whether I have to put a plus or a negative there. It's determined by what's out the front there. Alright, and I think that's might be a little issue for you. So I'm going negative 3 multiplied by the 2. Okay? Negative 3 times the x gives me negative 3x. Negative times a positive. Remember, there's nothing there, so it must be a positive. A negative times a positive is a negative. 3 times 2 is 6. Alright. I'll just do the next one, just to stay with it. A is multiplied by negative A. A is multiplied by negative A. And again, what goes next is I look for what sign's at the front. And there's a positive A there. And I'm timesing it by whatever this is, which is positive 5. So I'm doing that there. Alright, times 5. Positive, I do the signs first. Positive times a negative. Positive times a negative is a negative. A times A is A squared. Alright. And then I say, okay, well I've done that. Positive times a positive is a positive. A times 5 is 5A. So my answer is negative A squared plus 5A. Alright. What number are you up to? What letter are you up to at the moment? L. This one here. Yep. So do you want to talk me through what I do here? Excellent. 3B times B. No, not before. Before I do that, I'll look at what is here. Okay, so what do I write next? Just 3B. So I have that there. 3B times B, 3B, Y plus. You're right. Yeah, because it's a positive here, so the plus must go in there. Alright, good. 3B, yep. Remember what's in here. Times minus 4. Because that's that second arrow, isn't it? Times minus 4. I think once you get it to there, you're okay. It's just getting to there, isn't it? Still reading from left to right. So I do this first. Times that. You look like you can get that all right. Then you've got to remember it's whatever sign's out the front. And then that's got to be times that next number with the sign belonging to that. So if we just take this for now, like not worry about anything else, 3B times B, what does that give me? How many B's have I got here? I've got 2, have I? Would there not be a 2 in front if I had 2? Or what have I got? How many B's have I got then? I've got would you agree I've got 3 B's here? Yep. How many B's have I got here? There's no number there, so how many B's do I have? Sorry, just here. Yeah, just 1, haven't I? Alright, we drop away the 1. So I've got 3 times 1, so I'm doing the numbers, Harry. 3 times 1 gives me... Yeah. B times B gives me... Excellent, B squared. Good, Harry. Now, I've done that, so I can forget that. Alright? 3 times negative 4. A positive times a negative. Positive times a negative. Good boy, looking at your glossary. Well done. Positive times a negative. Gives me a negative. 3 times 4. And I've just got B. I've got no B there, so it must just be negative 12B. So you're going to have to take it step by step. Okay? And we do the signs first. So for this step, we do the signs first. Then we do the numbers, and then we do any letters. Did the signs first here. We didn't have to worry about them because it was positive and positive. 3, we had to think about the fact there was a 1B there. So 3 times 1. So we did the numbers next. So we do the signs. Then the numbers. And then I'll just call them letters. We had to do B times B. So we did the signs, plus, gave me a plus. Then we did the numbers, 3 times 1, and then we did B times B. Same here, we did the signs, positive and the negative made a negative. 3 times 4 gave us 12, so we did the numbers next, and then we did the letters. There was just B there, so we just put B there. Alright? Use that process. So green group, where we're at is question 3, and I just want to go through it very quickly. All right, so Garrett, if you can just pay attention, please. When we get to these questions here, okay, what I'd prefer you to look at is doing this first, okay, leaving the 2 out there, and go through the process that you would have done in the easier questions. So in a way, what you've got at the moment is that, okay? Hopefully by the time you get here, you're pretty familiar with the fact that that becomes 3x and that becomes plus 3. Okay, I've skipped a couple of steps there, but hopefully you're relatively familiar with how I got that. And what you got out the front is 2, and this is a plus because that was 3x, wasn't it? So there's a positive out the front. So when you've got 3x there, there is no other like term. So what we're doing now is we're collecting like terms from here. Okay, so what you're left with is 3x and the 2 plus the 3. 2 plus the 3 gives us 5, which is positive 5. Therefore, our answer is 3x plus 5. If we were to look at the next one, what would I do here, Jess? What would I just leave alone for the start? I'd leave alone the 15, but I'd make sure that I took the negative with that 2. Okay? So this would very quickly become negative 2x, and I can put my 15 out the front. That can just come down, negative 2x, and then negative 2 times positive 5 gives me, Taylor, negative 2 times positive 5, negative 10. I end up with that. And then I look for my like terms, and hopefully from the previous questions you can see that they're like terms there. Yeah? Is that familiar to some of you? If you can nod yes or no. Yes? Good. 15 subtract 10 leaves me with 5. And take 2x remains the same. Don't get caught in not taking this down with you. Here, it's on the end. So I'll just do this now. Okay? I'd just do this bit. When I look at this one, it's negative 8x. So I'd just do that to start. Here, I'd just do that to start. Are you catching the rhythm of what I'm doing here? Alright? Just don't worry about that at the start until you expand the brackets, and then you can collect like terms. So the first thing to do will be to expand brackets, or do the distributive law 1. Alright, and then collect like terms would be the second thing. Okay, guys? Is that alright?